The most important marketing skill that you can learn in order to make more money in your business is copywriting. Today we're going to talk about how to become a great copywriter even if you have zero experience. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can get notified every time we release new content, which is 3 times a week. I'm Amy Walker, Client Acquisition Specialist, and my job is to help you find the simplest path to consistently acquiring your ideal clients. Copy is so important in your business. In order to get your clients interested and get them to convert, you have to have the right messaging. So I want to share with you an example. One of my amazing clients, Carol Dunlop, came to me and she was struggling to get the high numbers that she knew she was capable of. She's brilliant, she's dynamic, and she just felt like sales were not what she knew she was capable of. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. So we started talking, and the very first thing I noticed was in her copy, the messaging was attracting not her ideal client. So she was using as her messaging that she helps tech-challenged entrepreneurs with their tech. And she was attracting in a lot of newbies who couldn't figure out how to set up MailChimp or couldn't figure out how to get constant contact going or couldn't figure out how to do a webinar, and they came with a lot of just minuscule little tasks. And so I asked her, I said, well, Carol, tell me some results, tell me some outcomes that you've created with your clients. And she said, well, I've helped them launch 6-figure books that they've, made 6 figures from a book launch, or I've helped them launch and run a 6-figure online summit. And I said, okay, this is what we need to be talking about. What you've really done is you've helped them build themselves up as an authority brand and be able to create maximum visibility. And she was like, yeah, that's exactly what I do. So we restructured the copy and we started putting out different messaging. Her average client went from spending a couple $100 with her to over $10,000 because of the copy. It makes a huge difference when you shift that messaging and shift into what is really potential when clients work with you. So are you interested in creating higher converting copy and attracting better clients? If so, let me know in the comments. We write copy for our business every single day. We write emails, we write social media posts, we write landing pages, we write copy to put on a flyer. There's so much stuff that we produce on a daily basis, and every single time you are writing, you have an opportunity to wow and attract and sell, or you don't. And too often you're spending the time and the energy to write copy, but it's not high converting, and that gets frustrating. It just feels like a waste of time. So today I'm sharing with you strategies for how you can improve your copywriting skills even if you are a beginner. In fact, I'm going to share with you exactly what I did to learn and master the skill of copywriting. My very first recommendation is that you study copywriting. Imagine that. You can binge our copywriting playlist. You're welcome to do that. You can take courses in copywriting. You can attend workshops in copywriting. There's a lot of places out there where you can study the art of copywriting, but it does take study. Just think of when you were learning how to write in school and you would get this is totally going to show my age, but you would get your paper back and it had all those red marks on it from your teacher. You want to be able to have the experience of learning and having someone teach you the structure of copywriting. My second tip is subscribe to some really great copywriters' email lists and watch what they do. Follow them on social media and see how they structure their posts. Get their offers from them. Look at the headlines that they use and see which ones made you want to click and which ones made you feel like if I don't take action on this now, I'm going to be missing out on something amazing. There's a structure behind what they do. And I have people that I follow solely because they are great copywriters and I want to see what they're doing so I can snag some of those strategies for my own. I never have copied anybody's email ever. That's called plagiarism. I don't recommend it. But looking at headlines and seeing that structure of how they made it work, or looking at a great call to action and seeing how they made you feel like you needed to take action now, there's so much to be learned in other people's copy. My next tip for you is to keep a list of subject lines that you clicked. A lot of times these subject lines and headlines can be tweaked later. So if you see someone using a structure like get this without this, and you felt like that was a great subject line that you wanted to click, just open up a folder, write it in, and then you can use that same thing later. Maybe theirs was get a swimsuit body without starving yourself, and that's not what you do, but you can still use that same structure at a different point in time. So I recommend that you keep a folder with first subject lines, and then this flows perfectly into my next tip, which is keep a folder that also has great call to actions. I think your hooks and your call to actions are two of your most important things in all of your copy. So keep track of them because you come across other people's copy all the time. As you're also studying other people's copy, I want you to pay attention to how they balance out the content that they offer, the personal connection that they build, and the call to action and sales messaging that they use, because the best brands do a beautiful job of weaving all three of these together. Sometimes you don't even realize that they're selling to you. You just feel like you're hearing from someone and they're adding great value to you. But that sales language is going on all the time. So watch how they do it. They are masters. Being on a great copywriter's email list is one of the best things you can do. All right, if you're getting some helpful stuff so far, I would love for you to hit the like button. My third tip for you is start out with templates. When I first started copywriting, using templates was really helpful for me. So getting a template for a landing page and using that as my starting point, or getting a template for email marketing and using that as a starting point. It really created a structure that then I could just kind of plug my information into, and it was the easiest way to start out. Number 4 was a big one for me. Get somebody else to review your copy. I would follow the template and I would write what I thought was really good copy. And I would go to my copywriting coach and give it to him, and he would tear it apart. It really felt like in school I had this one teacher called Mrs. Humphreys, and every time I would send her a paper, it would come back like bleeding in red ink. And it felt like that. And he would go through and he would tell me, no, cut this is too wordy, these are still benefits and features, you really need to get to outcomes and results, the pain points are not specific enough, and he really pushed me as a copywriter. So having somebody that can review your copy, whether it's a copywriting coach or in my client acquisition lab, I review all of my clients' copy, or you're looking for a copywriting buddy where you guys can share each other's stuff, you need to have somebody else looking at your writing through a copywriting lens. This is not your friend who's good with grammar and can find your spelling and punctuation mistakes. This is somebody who understands sales copy and will be able to tell you where you've gone wrong. My 5th tip for you is to write copy for someone else's business. This was when I really started getting strong with my copywriting skills, because your own business, sometimes you're a little too up close and personal. It's hard to see it from the big picture. And you think you know it so incredibly well that when you get into someone else's business, it becomes very easy to copyright because it's so clear cut. You're just following the formula and you're not emotionally attached to it. So offer to write somebody else's copy for them so that you can practice your skills in a way that you're not so emotionally attached to some of your words and phrases and but I've been saying that for years. Everyone loves it. Well, maybe they don't. Let's review. Here are the 5 different steps that you can use to get really good at copywriting, even if you're a beginner with no experience. Study copywriting. Subscribe to some really great copywriters and keep folders with their subject lines and their call to actions, and really read their emails and dig into what they're doing. 3rd, start with templates. It's going to make it so much easier. 4th, get someone to review your copy for you. And number 5 is volunteer to write copy for another business to just test out the skills and go through the process. Now, if you are watching this video, I'm sure that you want to get more leads and more sales coming into your business, and I want to invite you to take our sales and marketing scorecard. It's an assessment of your sales and marketing system that is going to give you a score on how well your business is performing, and we're going to give you an improvement plan that you'll have a detailed list of things you can do to get your sales and marketing consistently working at the level you want it to. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the channel and head over to our private Facebook group, Acquire, so you can get connected with other like-minded entrepreneurs and have some great networking and behind-the-scenes business conversations.